Alright, so this is a walkthrough of Educreations. Educreations, the iPad app for teachers to create these digital lessons and share them with their students. So first you're going to need to download the Educreations app. I have it here. Once you got it downloaded, you'll go ahead and open that up. And mine's already launched because I've already signed in. You'll have to take a moment and sign in. I believe you can sign in using your Google credentials, so it's a little bit quicker. Students will also have to sign up for a free account in order to utilize it. So once you get to this main page here, you've got the menu that runs along the side here, and you've got a few choices up at the top. Quick rundown here of this left side. The first one, which is a single person, is you. It's kind of your lessons. It's where you keep all your lessons. Everything that you create in Educreations is housed here. The next one is a group of people, which is your classes. So I've got a few test classes here that I've created. You create a class by pushing the plus sign up there. You can always remove classes here if need be as well using the edit function. A little harder to the favorites. If you find any sort of lesson on their public website, you can favorite them and they'll be here, and they are saved for offline viewing. And then here are your recent lessons if you looked at any. And then finally the star down here gives you an idea of the featured lessons, and you can look at some of the examples that some other teachers have used utilizing Educreations. So back up here, when you get to your lessons, on the top left, you'll push the plus sign, and now you'll really get into what Educreations is, which is this creative platform where you can make digital videos, record yourself and on audio talking through the digital creation. Then you can share it with students, and they can watch it whenever they can and as many times as they need to. So some of the functions up on the top, you've got the pencil with the ability to draw. All right, and you can change different colors as need be. The eraser to erase any sort of mark that you've made previously on your canvas here, so to speak. You also have the ability over here to duplicate the page. So if you have something that's already on the page that you want to stay there, you can go ahead and duplicate it to the next page. Finally, up here on the top right is a background decision. So you can change it so that it looks more like regular paper. You can do graph paper, or if you need to do some sort of math for a coordinate plane, here's the coordinate grid for that instance. Again, you can change the colors here. And now we get to this plus sign, kind of where you add things in Educreations. There are some pro features down here. And we can go over some of the pricing if you want to, but with this free version you can enter a text box, you can take a picture, or you can upload a photo. So if you already have something that you know you want to be using in a lesson, as I scroll down here, and I've taken a picture of some algebraic expressions here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in this Educreation, and I can move the picture wherever I want. I have the full ability to write on top of it and anything that I want to do with it. And so you could walk students through, evaluating each expression for C equals 3 here, and that D equals 5. And so right now I'm not recording anything, but that could give you an idea of what it might look like. Once you're ready to actually do the recording on the Educreations, you're going to push this record button right here. And it's going to start off right now. And so you might talk about looking at these expressions for C being 3 and D being 5. And so as you look at maybe number 26 right in here, right, we've got D cubed divided by 15. Well, we know that D equals 5. And you can walk through that problem set, and you can continue to teach the students exactly how to solve that expression. You can move on. Again, we could duplicate maybe the page, not necessarily the ink. We could go on to the next problem, maybe say 27, and now we can do 27 down below. You can see how this will allow students to hear your voice, hear your instructions, maybe go through exactly how you're teaching that. And I'm using a math example here, but you could use any sort of, just problem that you're using, or picture anything that you utilize in your classroom environment to teach the student a subject or a topic, you can use in Educreations, and then you can create these videos and they'll be utilized again and again and again. So I'll let that recording go on a little bit longer than necessary, but I'm going to go ahead and say, let's save it as a draft, maybe right there. So now it's saved. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet, if you open this up here and you hit the play button, you get what looks similar to like an iMovie if you've used that before. And down here across the bottom, it shows you exactly when you've edited it and at what point. So here is this little green mark because I circled d=5 up there. And how I remember when I said I let it go on a little bit too long, well, I can push the edit button and now I can trim it. I can cut off the end of my recording here if I talked a little bit too long, or there's a little bit of dead space in there, and I can trim it down. Do you want to trim 3 seconds from your lesson? And yes, I do want to trim it. So you can actually make edits inside of your Educreations as you make them. And so I'm going to go ahead and save as a finished video. Here you give your lesson a title, so let's just say this one is a test. You can give it a description if need be. Now here's where you choose published or private, and you can choose your subject area. I'm not going to do all of that, but I'm going to go ahead and save it. So now I have this lesson created here. Remember back here where my classes, where I have my test class and my test class 2. Let's say I want to add a lesson here. I can create a lesson within this classroom, or I can choose an existing one. There's my test one that I just made, so let's go ahead and add that one. Now it's there. Currently I have no students enrolled. Students, when they download this app, it'll want them to choose as a student. Make sure they choose student, not teacher. And once they're in as a student, they can add a class by going and entering this unique code. All right, each code is unique to each classroom. So once they enter that, they're enrolled in your class here, and they can watch and interact with all of your lessons that you've created. So you can house, a lot of videos explaining a lot of topics. Maybe it's a topic that you go over again and again, like it's a constant need that the students understand this idea. You can put that in your Educreation. I believe you have 50 megabytes of storage, which is enough for quite a few videos. There are some premium features that come at a price. You can get more information about that off of their website. But this is just a nice way to house a lot of digital content that students can come back to and review over and over again to try and reinforce that idea, that concept that you're really trying to teach them in your classroom. So guys, just thank you for watching. And if you have any more questions or concerns or want to know a little bit more about it, please don't hesitate to contact me or your building level administrator. That way you can get the answers that you need. Thank you.